Welcome to this presentation on our work, Unpacking Sharing in the Peer-to-Peer Economy, the Impact of Shared Needs and Backgrounds on Ride-Sharing. The sharing economy has reshaped the way of supporting exchanges between people with different goals and interests in a lot of different industries. As the term sharing been overused or even sometimes misused in multiple exchange contexts, there haven't been sufficient efforts in understanding the distinctions on when does an exchange support sharing versus when does it support a transaction. In this work, we contextualize the analysis of the term sharing on ride-sharing to further differentiate when an exchange is motivated by sharing versus a transaction. Particularly, we unpacked ride-sharing through two carpool groups by asking, how are people arranging rides in carpools? What are the factors that motivates people to participate in the carpool? And lastly, how do these factors affect people's interaction when sharing rides? To answer these questions, we observed 36 commuting rides, participated as driver or passenger in 6 trips, and interviewed 17 carpoolers in a student carpool group and an office commuter carpool group. Here's a quick glance at the interviewed carpoolers. Among the 17 interviewees, all office commuters work in the tech industry, and here I introduce their occupations to present their somewhat common professional background. And all students are from the universities in their abbreviations. We present students' affiliation to support their shared background. From these interviews and observations, we learned that the office commuters find rides through a combination of word of mouth and online tools, whereas students use Facebook groups where they are willing to spend a certain amount of efforts to enact the trip. For instance, students post their trip details weeks ahead of time for multiple times leading up to the traveling date. Meanwhile, students are willing to be dropped off at a nearby location and then have someone pick them up to reach their final destination. The shared goals and backgrounds among carpoolers led to more equitable relationships within the exchange compared to that of a transactional exchange in ride-hailing. For instance, carpoolers developed their own riding etiquette and rule of conduct, which positioned drivers and passengers at a more equal social footing. Also, carpoolers formed deeper relationships and engaged in conversations and activities that are not directly related to the carpool itself. For instance, the office commuters would buy stocks based on the peer carpoolers' recommendations, and students would have dinner dates after the trip itself. From these findings, I learned that the shared goals and backgrounds led to more equitable relationship within the exchange compared to that of a transactional exchange. And carpoolers' instrumental motivation provided an environment to build and sustain relationships among group members. And lastly, the shared knowledge and experience with a common geolocation among carpoolers served as a unique condition to foster later encounters and relationships that is at best rarely seen in other sharing contexts, for instance, home sharing. From these findings, we recommend the future research to thoughtfully experiment how early efforts in enacting an interaction may affect people's behaviors and attitudes in multi-stakeholder platforms. Also, for future community-based sharing, we should recognize the common rhythms of exchanges among individual communities. For instance, in the student carpool groups, they travel according to the semester schedule. Similarly, we could infer that designs for sports fans should be following the sports seasons and so on. Overall, this work contributes in presenting a successful case for community-based ride sharing. And from this, we draw a contrast between carpooling and ride-hailing in unpacking the factors contributing towards a sharing exchange versus a transactional exchange. Please read the paper for more exciting insights. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention.